When I lived in France, I was surprised at how often people were born and grew up and lived in the same place their whole lives. And if they moved, it was one or two times. And I must be a typical American because I probably I've probably moved about 50 times. And I was just thinking about all of the different houses I've lived in and how few I got attached to. Um, I remember moving a lot when I was a child. Uh, when I was in the fifth or sixth grade, my family bought an old house that needed a lot of work in the country. And I was there 3 years, 2 or 3 years. And then I was sent to a private school. I was there for 2 years. Then I came back and spent the last 2 years in high school at home, and then left for college and never came back. I did go back for visits, but I never lived there and never considered living in that town. And over the years, I often moved every 6 months. And when I look back, I can think of maybe three places I lived, three apartments or houses that I maybe missed after I moved or remember fondly, but the rest I've pretty much forgotten. I think this is uh, typical of Americans. Americans are wanderers in a lot of ways. I mean, that's how we got to America. We got up and left whatever country we were from. We're not native, and we never really got rooted or really grounded in the American earth and American soil. Not as much as we think. The natives, obviously, who had been there for thousands of years, were part of the earth, and they understood it. And the reason they didn't destroy it was because they knew how to take care of it. And we, the foreigners, do not. We see it as a tool to make money, and we don't love it. We just see how to turn a profit. And we think in terms of dollars and cents more than the soul of the earth. So, as I think about home, I only felt really at home in one place, one. And that was a big house in the east of France that I spent so much time and effort working on for 22 years. And it was hard to leave, but the house was too big for just my wife and me. We didn't have kids at home anymore, and we didn't really want to take in renters or anything like that. 10,000 square feet was just too much. Um, and we actually had a hard time giving it up because it was our artistic creation in a way, and we had really put down roots there. And so, what I remember from that place, as impractical as it was for us as an old couple, it was a place, the one place I really got rooted to, really got attached to. And I'm really glad that the people who have it now have the wherewithal to take care of it. And um, they are using it as a bed and breakfast, and he's a professional chef, and it lends itself very well to that kind of life. And the house has a great future. It has a brighter future than it would have had with us, but I still miss it. There are other places I think about fondly, um, and I have maybe a slight sense of attachment to those, but not the same kind of sense of home that I had in that house in France. And I'm probably going to go to my last days never having that feeling again. And because I grew up without it, I almost don't know to miss it. It was it's kind of strange to have had that experience because it was an outlier in my life story where I became really rooted to the earth there and to the house itself and the old stones and the village itself and the people and the way of life and the stars at night and the animals around and the seasons and the whole thing. I mean, it was just the whole thing. And it lended itself very well to a creative life. Uh, the people there are using it very differently from the way we did, but we didn't have the money to have a maid or anything like that. So it was a constant job to just keep it clean. And now we have a much simpler life, and on a practical level, that's great. It doesn't have the same sense of home, and that is something I do miss sometimes, but that is an illustration to me that we actually do need roots. We actually do need to feel at home someplace, that we are a part of the community there. We're a part of the earth. We actually know where we belong. We're not constant travelers. We're not vagabonds. Um, but I don't think I'm due to have a real rooted sense of home again in this lifetime as a physical place. What I have rooted myself in is my creative life. I always had a creative life, but that's where my roots go now. That's where I feel at home. I can be at home uh, where I can create, I can write, I can paint if I can get the money to buy paints. I can do these videos, and That keeps me alive. I think we need to have some sense of orientation to our creative soul somehow, whether it's living in a physical place we love or whether it's doing something that expresses our basic drive to create something and give it to the world. And that's what my home is now. And that's something I can recommend for anyone who is looking for a way to get their feet on the ground. So give it a try.